All right, our new topic, not entirely new because it's very much related to work, is energy. Okay, you've probably heard about energy before. There's, energy as far as electricity, energy as far as fuel, as far as, your ability to run around outside, that sort of thing. All of those things are energy, but according to physics, the, kind of book standard definition is the ability to do work. All right, so you need energy in order to do the work. Now, energy, because it's so closely related to work, the amount of energy you need will be equal to the amount of work you want to do. Okay? So energy is measured in joules. Okay, so you're going to be working with the capital J again. You can also refer to it as a Newton meter, but joules are shorter if you want to just continue using that. So unit is joules. It's the ability to do work, and energy and work are equal to each other based on what sort of work you're trying to do. First type of energy we're going to talk about is potential energy. Potential energy is energy due to an object's position, all right, what the object could potentially do. So typically happens, the most common place you're going to see this is with gravity and the potential energy that something could have when it falls. Okay, so if you're holding an object up high, the energy it's holding onto is its potential energy, and then when you let go, that energy gets converted into something else. All right. You can also think of potential energy on things like a rubber band. The more you pull the rubber band back, the further it'll end up going, so the more work the rubber band does. Okay, that sort of thing. There's also springs have potential energy, a pinball machine, that sort of thing. So potential energy is based on the position of the object and what the energy could potentially do, all right, when released. So gravitational potential energy is the most common type of energy that we're going to work with, all right? And gravitational potential energy, the equation for that is mgh, where m is the mass, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and h is the height, all right? Just to kind of help you connect this whole idea behind work and energy being very closely related to each other, think about it this way. We know work is force times distance, all right? Potential energy is mass times gravity, which if you multiply a mass times 10 meters per second squared, hopefully you guys remember that that's also known as your weight. Right? If you take your mass and multiply it by the acceleration due to gravity, you're getting your weight. And the units for weight are always newtons, which means mg is a force. All right? So you could be sitting here thinking that your force is your mg, and then height is a distance up and down, so that's just another type of distance. So we have in this equation, mg is force, h is distance. You can also think about it the other way from the work equation. Force is mass times gravity, distance is height. So they're made up of each other. Okay, mass times gravity is a force being multiplied by a distance, and that's your potential energy. So just something, we'll work with this a little bit more in the future, but just to kind of help you see how they are really the same thing. So a potential energy sample. How much work can a 12 kilogram object do that is 2 meters off the ground? All right, so if you think about what we know our mass is 12 kg, all right? And we know that our height is 2 meters. And then even though it doesn't say it, you should automatically know and automatically think, all right, we're dealing with a height and potential energy. G is 10 meters per second squared. So our equation, GPE, or gravitational potential energy, is equal to mgh. We're going to plug in what we know, so it's going to be 12 times 10 times 2, which gives you, 120 times 2, which is equal to 240, and your units. Because we are solving for energy. We learned that energy has units of joules. So this is going to be joules. All right? So we're going to start with this as something simple to introduce you to the concept. We're going to do some labs in class, and we'll take this into some further steps later in the week. So make sure that you do your online assignment. It is due tomorrow by 7:20 a.m. Or actually for you guys, it's going to be Monday, 7:20 a.m., but the next class day. I will see you then.